Hello, this is Willie with the Basement Kings. We are in Cedar Hill, Texas, where we are looking at a crawl space which wall has collapsed, and they was rebuilding a new wall. Um, the advantage is from the outside, the wall is strong and sturdy, and will reduce how much water is getting in. The disadvantage is the person who put the cinder block up, most likely a mason, uh, didn't know anything about crawl spaces. Because if they did, they would have installed the block on the outside and put the mortar in and smoothed out the mortar, but then they would have come inside the crawl space so they could seal those areas up. Number one, what was done wrong is they should have built a small row below the surface, which would have created a small footer. Instead, they just put the block directly down on top of the dirt, and it doesn't look like they excavated anything. So they might have just put maybe 1 inch of mortar down on the dirt and then began starting the block. And you'd say, how can you tell, Mr. King? Well, look down here at the bottom. You'll see the mortar squeezing out the bottom. And how do I know they didn't come inside and clean the brick? See all those big gaps and spaces in between the block? Well, that means water may be easier to be able to work its way through. And how do we know that the water will work its way through? All we got to do is look at the bottom. See? All of this is mud and remnants of water coming in. And since there's no footer, you just see the mortar sticking out the bottom, and you can see the large gaping holes. Let's see if I can zoom in so you can actually see what that looks like. See that gap? There we go. See? Those gaps should have been filled on this side as well. Back up a little bit so you can see what the wall looks like. See it? So they felt that they didn't have to worry about what it looked like on the inside. And you can see that after that was done, they didn't clean up or remove anything so they could see it. And as you can see the outside of the footer, we're going to zoom in over here so you can see the dirt here at the bottom? All of that dirt right there. So that should have been excavated down to a solid piece of soil and then filled in with block and then gone down the wall. And then after the wall was done, then taking that vapor barrier that's here, all of the vapor barrier up and down the wall should have been placed on top of the center block and sealed. So it'll look more like that. See it? Instead, it looks like this. So none of it's sealed. So the material and all the block and everything else is just hanging on the outside, and water is coming in my opinion, maybe worse than before, but it's at least closed in. So other than the water that's squeezing in through the bottom, it won't be as accessible to water, vulnerable as water comes in as it was before. But if you're going to do something right, do it right the first time, because you're not going to want to see this. Because right now it's covered with a thin layer of plastic that we placed so it wouldn't smell. And the plastic is worn out now. It's been several months, and now it's not doing anything outside. We can smell. See, this is how we know water is coming in through the bottom. See the soil? That's supposed to be the foundation wall, and the foundation wall should be lower, so they should have excavated that down to this soil right here, and this is where the block should have started. But instead, this is where it was. So on this side, it looks like a different cinder block. Here, it looks like paver stone, or blocks that was maybe just broken up and placed in. See it? So the mortar is covering that, and it doesn't look like that. But that's the way it is. Okay, so we're going to go down and check the other side.
Hello, thanks for watching. If you like our video, then please subscribe or visit us at thebasementkings.net. Thank you and have an excellent day.